Hey kitty. Enzo wants to be in the video today. So, I just finished doing one of the chores here on the homestead that's probably my least favorite, but also the most important. And that is, I cleaned out all of the animal enclosures. Okay, I don't need your butt in my face. They haven't invented flush toilets for rabbits and chickens just yet, so I have to be the toilet. Every couple of weeks, I go in, I take out all the soiled bedding, clean out the manure, the uneaten food, etc., and I replace it with fresh, clean bedding. And I don't mind it that much, it's just part of this life. But what's interesting is that the animals hate it. They get stressed, they feel uneasy. While I'm cleaning their enclosures, they're very happy after the fact, though. They like the clean bedding, they just don't like the process of getting the clean bedding. And I think the reason for that is that in their mind, it's not a situation of, oh, the human showed up and he's going to clean my house. Rather, it's a situation of, the human showed up and he's taking all of my stuff. That pile of manure that the rabbits have carefully curated over the last couple of days, the uneaten food that the chickens are sure they're going to get to in a couple of weeks if I would just leave it alone. Take all of that away. And I give them something fresh and new and clean. Now here's the thing. It's very easy to laugh at farm animals when they behave in that manner, but the fact is, we as humans behave in exactly the same way. In the second and third noble truths of Buddhism, Buddha states that suffering is caused by desire, and the way to end suffering is to end desire. In other words, the more of our desires we let go of, the less we'll suffer. I like to explain this by thinking of our desires as rocks that we place in a backpack. Now, we can put as many rocks in the backpack as we want, but we have to carry that load. And if that load starts to feel too heavy, the common sense thing is to take rocks out of the backpack. Let go of our desires, lighten the load, make our day-to-day life easier because we're not carrying so much with us. And I think we all get that on an intellectual level, and yet it's very hard to do. We don't want anyone, not even the Buddha, taking away our stuff. Even if we know intellectually that it would probably be better for us. And there's a lot of reasons for that. I think the primary one being that we as humans tend to identify with our suffering. We start to think of it as who and what we are. I personally struggled for many years when I first started practicing Buddhism, thinking, who will I be if I give up all of this anger? If I stop holding on to the stories and the suffering and things that happened to me during my childhood and in college and in the military, if I let go of all of those stories, if I put those rocks down, well, what's left? Well, turns out what's left is I'm a guy who likes cleaning chicken coops for fun, which I guess it could be worse. But the point is, I think all of us, if we look at our lives, if we look at our suffering, we can figure out, we can use our inner wisdom to determine the causes of that suffering. So the question is, if we know why we're suffering, why don't we do something about it? I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's scary even, but I would encourage you over the next few days to really look at your life. Figure out where the problem areas are. Figure out what changes need to be made. You know what they are, you just don't want to make those changes. In the same way that the animals don't want me to clean out their enclosures. But I'd encourage you to make those changes anyway. Put down those desires, let go of that suffering, and bring something fresh, new, and clean into your life. Amitabha.